Right, I'm going to begin by asking you what attracted you to the new girlfriend.
The pleasure to be a woman, to play something very different, radical, different. Because for sure, as an actor, to be different like that, you have superheroes acting when you play superheroes, or women, So it's a great exercise, and it was great.
Because I read in an interview you said you've wanted to kind of play a woman ever since you were a child. What is it about then this sort of role then that you wanted to take on so much?
I have a big sister, and when we were young, she was playing with her brothers, and so I was playing with her, and she was joking and put some red stick, so it was funny like dolls, It was funny to play with my big sister. So it was very intimate and personal. Remember, so now with my job to enter life with a character and to take this it's very beautiful for me personal. That's very personal, but I think the joy come from here, come from this age.
I was wondering, because this is based on a sort of Ruth Rendell story, I was wondering if that was something you read or if you feel the importance in reading something before a project.
Yes, I read the novel. It's a short novel, so I read it, and it was quite different because I could say the end of the movie, but the end is very different from the novel. And unfortunately, Ruth Rendell couldn't see the film because she passed away.
I mean, there have been films before that have sort of transvestite, sort of men who are dressing up as women in the roles. I mean, Some Like It Hot and Tootsie are sort of famous examples. But in those films, they dress up because they need to achieve something. They need to run from the FBI, or they need to try and get a role in a film. But in this, there's no kind of reason other than that David just wants to do it. How important was it for you that we're able to connect with David on a human level and try and understand why he wants to take
at the very beginning? He trying to. He has also a reason, a concrete reason, because he lost the mother of the child. So he felt something. He felt the child miss the feminine presence in her life. So. Is, in the beginning of the movie. So that is a concrete reason to be to a woman with the child, and after there is something more personal, to be a child, to be a woman. So it's a mix of something very concrete and more a personal phantasm and behavior.
I was going to say, because the film is really funny, but was it quite a challenge? Or were you always very cautious and working with François to make sure that she wasn't like a comedic drag queen? It was just very much David and Veronica very much human beings. Was that something that you always wanted to kind of portray in this movie?
We had to. I had to believe in why David wanted to be a woman, and in that way. We didn't want to be like just drag queen and to make some gags, So it's just a question of belief of why you want to be a woman,
Did you meet people that did you any sort of cross dressers to kind of try and understand what it is that they find liberating or why they do it?
No, I didn't want to meet some people because I don't know. I wanted to think inside me what would happen if it happens in real life. So I saw some documentaries and films about about example of people who made the transformations in their life. But after I wanted to imagine, you know, how to be someone like that, and that's it.
Who do you think you can relate to more, David or Virginia?
I think Virginia, because David is very, in a way, David is more difficult to catch than Virginia. Virginia is, she's full of joy, of freedom, and she's alive. David is more complicated, I think.
Was it quite a challenge at times to shoot, because it wasn't shot chronologically? So,
Yeah.
Did you have to do a lot of preparation beforehand physically,
Yes.
so that, because I imagine sort of later on in the shoot you needed to look like you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, definitely. So it was difficult because the first day of shooting, I shot a scene with Virginia, and this scene is at the end of the movie. So I had to be comfortable with high heels and a way of being very feminine. So for sure, I worked with a coach and many hours with high heels and some feminine stuff. So, but it was great to work.
And just finally, obviously working with François Ozon, I mean, he's one of the most sort of talented filmmakers in world cinema. What was it like to collaborate with him? What sort of filmmaker is he?
No, he's great because he's very impassioned. He's very quick, and so when you are doing a performance like that, it's good to not taking time, you know, for everything. It's good for sure for makeup. That's an obligation. But after in the set, it was very quick, and because François is shooting himself, you know, in the frames himself. So he's always with you, and I don't know. It's very urgency. There is an urgency, and I like that. I think for cinema, it's a good way of shooting.
Thank you so much for your time today. Much appreciated.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey, you guys!